picture on our wall, and the room we seldom use, but it's our front room. If we were still having girls upstairs as a college dorm situation like we did at Phillips University, it would be our parlor where they could entertain the boys. But that painting is done by Clifford Vining, and it might not get an A in a fancy art class, I don't know, but it gets an A from Dean and Donna Riggs, because Clifford Vining is somebody special. So is Josephine Vining. But I want to start out talking about Clifford Vining. Clifford's a real country boy from down in the South. I think of Louisiana, if I remember correctly. Dad died at 38. There was, I think, 8 or 10, maybe 12 kids. And that boy became a man, and the man of the house. And he stayed with it and raised those kids. They were grown up enough that he was pretty much not bound to stay with Mama any longer. Not that he ever was bound, but family man. He saw a job to be done, and he did it. A buddy of his had heard a preacher preach, and the preacher's daughter sing at a tent revival meeting. Went over to see Clifford and said, "Clifford, you got to come see this." I don't think so. Well, yeah, you've got to come hear this lady preach and see her good-looking daughter sing. So they went. Clifford was blown away. He told his buddy afterwards, "I'm going to marry that woman." Now I'm telling you, that's a man that knows his own mind and knows his own future, because sure enough, he courted that lady and married her. And by the time we met the Vinings, Josephine Vining was the minister of a church over in California, just across the bridge into California here in the Yuma area. Kind of a holy roller from our point of view type of church. The speaking in tongues and some of those things, not what we were used to, but hey, what we got was the love of Christ preached by a lady that had the love of Christ, and that just spilled into that church. You felt that love from everybody that was there, whether they spoke in tongues or not, didn't make any difference. We enjoyed every time we were there, and the time went by, and she retired, and then she couldn't stay retired. She took the ministry for one of the biggest RV parks at the time. It was known, I think, as Rogers RV Park, one of those that's fancy, has its own golf course and so on. So that's where we started going to church. Well, in the meantime, Clifford, here he is, a real man's man, and his wife is a minister. Didn't bother him any. He's a carpenter too. That's kind of biblical, right? Jesus was a carpenter. In this case, the husband was a carpenter, but not the preacher. Although his wife preached lots of good sermons, did good work, and I'm sure he never did take advantage of anybody on anything. Well, now he became, not right now, but a few years ago he became semi-retired, wasn't doing the house building thing anymore. He helped build a lot of houses out on the Kashan Reservation over there in Winter Haven. Took an art class or two out at the college. It was our joy to pay him a few bucks for that picture, so he would know that somebody wanted it to hang in their house, and it'll hang in our house as long as we're around, and I hope maybe it'll hang in one of my kids or great-grandkids or grands. Nice, it's a beautiful little picture. Well, then he takes, that's talent. I could take the courses. I couldn't paint anything that pretty with my life depended upon it. Then he takes an art class that's carving, wood carving. Boy, he turned out some of the most beautiful birds and things like that you ever saw. And the one that kind of caught my eye was a frog. A frog standing up on its back legs. And I looked at that frog pretty close, and I've never seen a better set of legs on a woman. And those looked like a woman's legs. Kind of tickled me. I know he would never, never, never do a nude, but he did a frog that had about as pretty a legs as you'd ever see on any lady anywhere. Kind of interested me. Time has gone by. Their health is failing. They're still so loving, so caring. And their son and daughter-in-law and grandchildren are seeing to it that they're well taken care of. God bless them, everyone. And Clifford, so talented. Josephine, so talented. Both so full of the Spirit of love and the Spirit of Christ. On the other hand, Josephine and Clifford and Dean and Donna, when we first got this old motor home, we took them out on a little run, went up one of the roads on the other side there in California, went up north, I think, on Ogilvy Road, and we're taking pictures. And one of the ladies took our picture, Clifford and I standing in front of a cactus. And as they take the picture, we spy a sidewinder. Hey, hunting, we're big hunters, man, we threw rocks at it and what have you. And then we couldn't find it. And we're circling around that Acacia, trying to find that snake. And holy cow, I looked up and that snake has gotten up in the Acacia and its head's right up here. I don't know if a sidewinder can strike when it's on a tree limb or not, but I'm telling you, I was in striking distance right to my head where it would have gone boom into the... Well, you know what? That snake got a pardon. It gave me a pardon, and it got a pardon. But Clifford used to spend a lot of time. He did a little gold prospecting and just enjoyed it anyway, whether he's gold prospecting or not, being out in the mountains. He's a mountain man, even though he was born down there in the deltas of the South. God bless him.